아이고, 일단 총알은 다 챙겨. 일로 들어가는 거지? 여기도 있긴 한데. 어머, 이거 뭐야? 아머라는데? 무게가 20이면 205인데 뭘 하나 버리면 쌉 가능. 무기 중에 안 쓰는 게 화염방사기 버릴까 그냥? 얘 버리면 이거 먹을 수 있는데? 아씨, 야, 이래도 무겁네? 이걸 먹고 얘를 버려. 안되겠다. 내거 지금 슈트에 힘이 붙어 있어가지고 세이브 한번. 헬로우.
Yo, hello there. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing a little hard to see you. Can you walk into?
행복해래. 항복해 메비우스, 너와 싸우고 싶지 않다.
Oh, well, that's good. Were we supposed to fight? I certainly don't feel violent, but, well, these contraptions make it hard to tell.
당신은 내 예상과 좀 다르군. 내 놈의 거대 정갈 로봇은 해치웠다. 다음 내 차례야.
Oh, did I leave that on? I thought I'd powered it down. Was wondering what.
당신은 내 예상과 좀 다르군.
Really? That implies preconceived notions. After all, it might be worth a cognitive re.
내 뇌를 되찾고 싶다. 왜 나의 뇌를 훔친 거야?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
정확히 여길 떠나기 위해 뇌를 원하는 거야. 근데 되찾으면 나 또 아픈데?
Do you? You seem
사실 없어도 괜찮기는 해.
Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent. Has all men. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain if it wants to.
궁금한 게 있다.
No curiosity.
이거 수리 찍을 걸.
Well,
수리 찍었으면 눈 고칠 수 있었는데.
Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought, but they had survived when nothing else. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts.
얘 로봇이라 그 맛이 없다 보니까 난 널 죽이러 온 거야.
Oh, intriguing. I've never been killed before. Although after that time I got that phlegmy discharge in my. Well, if there's going to be killing, I defer to your expertise in this matter. How should we begin? Engineering viruses, cancerratic beams, atomics, electrocutioning?
하수인이라니.
Whoa, they not constructed themselves yet?
나
That's a
로봇
bit
전갈.
premature of me. They can assemble themselves from floor panels and parts scattered. Minions, destroy this intruder. Minions, to me.
나 다 잡은 거 아니야?
Oh,
또 나오네. 잠깐만. 얘도 나 공격하냐? 아니지?
I do so love integers.
잠깐만. 으이. 아씨 또 미친 또 말 걸어야 돼. 세이브를 안 했다. 멘타즈 줬네?
Do you?
그리고 요걸로 하면 되지? 그다음에 세이브.
If a protracted battle
8번
is what
들고
you desire,
어디서 쏘냐?
so be it.
쟤는 공격하는 거 맞는 거 같은데?
Do so love integers.
이 작폭에 다리 나갔어. 나 미친. 작폭 빌어먹을. 밥 먹어 일단. 묽은 선지 하나에다 스텔스 먹고
You've made
앉아.
science mad. Very mad indeed.
보이니? 여기다가 함정을 깔자. 얘 이쪽으로 올라오니까 뒤졌다. 두 개, 오기 전에 세 개, 네 개, 하나, 두 개. 그 다음에 한 요 정도쯤에다가 하나, 두 개, 세 개 또 빠지고 여기에다가 하나, 두 개, 세 개. 렛츠 고!
So,
뽀뽀뽀뽕!
you're a match for science?
뿌이.
Couldn't possibly have a relationship. You have nothing in common.
넌 나를 왜 쏘는데? 으씨. 요 터트리게 할까? 혹시 모르는 상황을 대비해 또 남겨놔야지. 언제 또 쓸지 몰라. 어우 에너지셀 좋아. 총알 많이 생겼다. 얘도 스텔스 보이가 있었네? 녀석도 숨을 수 있었다는 거잖아? 선지 하나 빨고 무게가 지금 뭐야 이거 무게 없어? 가볍구나. 그러면은 개고기를 빨아. 가자. 아씨. 이런 거는 뭐 할 겸 있네. 뭐야? 내 거야? 나의 뇌인 가운데 세이브 일단. 솔직히 내 뇌 끼기 싫은데.
Well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
내가 이런 천박한 말투를 쓴단 말이야? 방사능 똥통에서부터 기어나왔단 말이야. 이딴 말투를 쓴단 말이야?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
왜 이렇게 재수없게 울어? 개자식아.
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Hmm? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
존나 얄미워. 내 머리에 총 맞은 게 누구 때문이지? 당연히 너 때문이지. 넌 내 뇌잖아.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your...
왜 이래? 재밌었잖아.
Fun? Fun? Is tetanus fun? Is rickets? What about sepsis, huh? Enjoy that, do we? The things you do with our body are suicidally dangerous.
다시 하나가 되고 싶진 않아. 내 머리 안에 들어오는 게 더 행복할 텐데.
I'm not going to lie. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. In your head, I've got poison, radiation. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constant?
좋은 것도 있잖아. 시원한 바람이 뺨에 닿는 느낌, 음식 냄새, 사랑 같은 것들. 나는 무기가 있지만 넌 없어. 나와 함께가 협박하는 거네 이거는.
Overrated biological.
나 솔직히 마음에 안 든다.
Well, certainly there might be some things I miss. Jason Bright and his followers launching into the vast unknown. But still, given the tremendous, potentially life-ending peril...
여기 있는다. 그래.
Oh no, please don't leave me here in this nice, safe dome where I have access to nutritive fluids and a fully indexed library. Please don't deprive me of being dragged through a land I don't know.
저 비꼬는 거지? 말투 보니까 비꼬고 있는 거지 지금. 널 여기 두고 가면 난 어떻게 되는 거지?
Let me see. I suppose you'd continue on much as you are now. Unless, of course, the batteries run out. But that seems unlikely.
그럼 널 다시 머리에 넣으면?
I'm not entirely sure. I suppose there's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
향상된
What form
시너지?
that might take, though, I cannot say.
여기 있어 그래.
Oh no, you don't need this hat.
간다.
Go. Fine. I know it.
밀당하는 거야?
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the race. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body.
어째서 그들이 그 뇌들이 여길 벗어나면 안 되는 거지? 어떻게 나쁜 놈 같진 않던데. 잠깐만, 뇌를 밟아줄 시간이다.
Don't seem so bad. They vivisected us just to see
아,
what would
그건
happen.
맞지. 궁금하다는 이유로 해부를 했다. 이건 맞지.
Imagine that kind of science spread. Is that what you want?
그거는 맞기는 해. 그래.
Oh, lovely. We've reached.
총기, 에너지, 폭발, 근접, 격투, 총기밖에 없네.
Now that you mention it, I do miss that lovely. What's the next step?
싱크탱크가 약속을 지키지 않는다면 지키게 만들어야지.
Right. Look out. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you... Right then, off we go. Clyde will be in for a nasty shock when he...
예, 냅두고 가려고 했는데. 종지부를 찍어라. 선택. 내 심장을 되찾아라. 척추 되찾기. 내 들어온 거야? 내 머리에? 전 선택 사항이니까 안 해도 되는 거 아니야? 안 하고 싶기는 한데. 일단 가자고. 솔직히 뇌도 찾을 생각은 없었는데. 거지 같은 거. 야, 뇌야 미안하다. 이거는 실수. 밑에 길이 있는 줄 알았어. 이게 불이 켜진 거였네? 겁나 어둡네. 약이다. 아, 쉣. 아니 330원인데 왜 대체 무거운 거지? 아, 야, 미안. 오, 잘못 봤구나. HP를 봤네? Oh no. 205. 1이 초과가 됐는데 나 피통 많이 있다. 아, 이거 빠른 이동 날라가야 돼. 걸어가면은 아마도 씹힐 거야. 헬로. 자, 어디로 여기서 엘베 타고 가야 되던가? 닥터 클라인이 기다리고 있습니다. 모든 것을 끝낼 준비가 되어 있는지 다시 한번 확인하세요. 가자? 아, 잠깐만. 척추랑 한 번만 확인해 볼까? 얘한테 발굴해야 된다고 했나? 기본 진단 한번 하고 싹 다 치료한 다음에 성형은 얼굴 바꾸는 건가 이거? 필요 없어. 내 얼굴 볼 일 없어 어차피. 난 미용은 머리 자르는 걸고 내장 교체. 아니야, 내 원래 몸이 좋을까? 아, 사람으로 돌아가자 그래. 당신의 심장이 원래 몸으로 돌아왔지만 일부 진보된 기술이 남았습니다. 독저항 50% 감소하고 로봇에게 치명타를 입을 확률이 25% 줄었고, 하지만 회복 아이템 및 약물 효율 상승이 2배가 되었다. 좋아진 거야, 안 좋아진 거야? 치즈직이랑 둘 다 하고 있습니다. 치즈직이랑 유튜브 하고 있어요? 척추. 당신의 척추가 원래 몸으로 돌아왔지만 일부 침보된 기술이 남았습니다. 당신의 몸통은 다시 부상을 당할 수 있지만 당신의 힘 수치와 DT 보너스가 2배 이거지.
If you haven't found any communists in your backyard, you're not looking
치즈직
hard enough.
트위치 유튜브랑 또 어디 아프리카도 하고 있네. 몇 개를 하고 있는 거야? 자, 힘이 얼마나 늘었지? 215? 이거거든. 헤이. 자, 세이브.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite.
내 뇌를 되찾았으니 이제 너와 일을 해결할 차례군.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it.
뇌를 줄 생각은 없어. 그보다 우리 얘기 좀 해야겠는걸. 평화장이 사라진 걸 느꼈겠지. 이제 무슨 일이 일어날까?
Fight? I've never been in a fight. What do I? Colleagues!
비상!
Does this weapon
잠깐만,
have
무기.
soft lock? Anyone?
하나 컷!
I don't even know what my
둘
weapons
컷!
do.
세 컷! 리로딩! 네 컷! 다섯 컷! 크트! 잘 쓸게요. 어우 맛있다. 얘네는 근데 선지가 왜 나오는 거야? 니네는 어디서 선지가 나오는 거야? 뇌에서 나오는 건가? 브레인. 퍼킹 브레인. 하나 또 있지 않나? 하나가 잠깐만 하나 두 개, 세 개, 네 개. 아 여기 있구나. 뭐야? 뭐야 이거? 나 뭐 먹었어? 뭘 주워 먹은 거지? 버려둔 거? 고차? 됐다. 또 하나. 여기네? 네, 이러고 이제 집으로 어떻게 돌아간다냐?
As it had been in the years
나가면 되네?
before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
The Forbidden Zone continued to be, true to its name, forbidden. No more robo-scorpions were sighted in its canyons. Big Mountain became even emptier, devoid of Dr. Mobius's proclamations forecasting the destruction of anything that dared possess
그 방송이 사라져서 더
sentience.
공허해졌다.
Still, it is said he lived on in the equations inscribed on the floor and walls of the Forbidden Zone dome. A cobweb tracery of symbols that told of 1,000 brilliant thoughts, now lost to time.
Lost
The sink atop
to
the dome
time.
bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden. so that it might, in its own
설마 내가
words,
살려둔 애들 이야기 다 들어야 되나?
sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours.
아닌가?
The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a
이거
flashlight
계속
in
봐야
the
돼?
sink, and the two of them united in their hatred
스킵이
of
안
the
되네.
showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate
미친.
matter that came near it.
뭐야 이게?
Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly
내가
flooded
제일
all the
싫어하는
big
거.
empty in an attempt to scrub
말
the crater
존나
clean.
많은 거.
The toaster
스킵도 안 되는 거.
continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other sink personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself
얘는 진짜
in
컵
Higgs village.
너무 좋아한다.
It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind-eye old Jefferson eventually discovered
여기만 내가 일단 15분 나오겠는데? 애 같은 거.
It only made him more filled with the
노래
blues.
부르지 마 새끼야. 저작권 걸려.
It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was.
근데 진짜 스킵 안 돼? 진짜 안 되네.
This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research
토 나온다.
succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out
너 어디
into
저
the
편의점 갔다 와도 안
wastes
끝나 있을
to
것 같다
help
이거.
protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 continued to scan for the subject and the stealth suit prototype long after the test was over. Frustrated and unable to find its lost technology, X-13 expanded its network of laser tripwires, sensors, and robo-brains out across Big Mountain. This glittering blue light beam forest cleanly bisected anything that entered its depths, slicing them into small segmented parts for easy disposal.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step. All the organs
다 온
in
것
the
같은데
right
내 이야기
places,
나오는 거 보니까.
as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when